The main character of this anime is the most modest I've ever seen. He sacrifices his dignity for the sake of others and will chew someone else's half-smoked cigarette for 100 yen, but no one can have predicted that such a youngster would grow up to be a homicidal chainsaw man. Denji, the main character, awakens at the start of the narrative in his filthy claustrophobic hut. His world is full of devils. He exits the hut and thinks to himself, "I've sold my right eye for 300, my kidney for 1200, and one of my testicles for 100,000. There are still 38,040,000 yen left to repay." Denji recognizes when he has arrived at his goal when the chainsaw demon Pochita, who resembles a puppy, displays a ferocious expression. He lifts Pochita up and pulls its switch, like tail, while keeping an eye on the tomato devil lurking in the shadows. His stress is greatly reduced by the 300,000 yen that killing a devil can bring him. A gang leader approaches Denji after he has killed that the tomato devil would sell for a high price on the underground market. Then Denji gets a reward of 400,000 yen. On the drive home, Denji calculates his energy payments and other arrears and discovers that he has just 1,800 yen left for the month after deducting the money owing interest, brokerage, and other fees. A mafia kid in the car questions his boss at a close distance why he hired such a brat as a devil hunter. It is due to the fact that Denji never disobeys orders, the gang leader reveals. The gangster youth pulls up and provokes Denji, saying that if Denji chews the cigarette in his palm, he will give Denji 100 yen. Denji unexpectedly displays excitement and consumes the cigarette. Denji extinguishes his cigarette as they drive away and joyfully tells Pochita that they have food for 3 days. Then, we are taken back to Denji's earlier years. When he was young, his parents died, leaving him with a sizable debt. The gang boss warned Denji that he would be dismembered if he didn't repay 700,000 yen by tomorrow. Denji was in desperate need, so it caught him off guard when he saw an injured demon puppy nearby. Denji agreed to let the devil puppy drink some of his blood after hearing that the devil could be revived by drinking human blood, but he insisted that his blood was not being given away for free. Denji wanted to make a deal with the devil puppy that said, "I can save you, but you have to save me." Denji remarked to the canine Denji killed a low-level devil shortly after to demonstrate his abilities and convince the gang leader to hire him as a devil hunter. This wicked puppy ended up being Pochita, who would eventually stand at Denji's side. This is when Denji's past comes to an end. He is currently lying on the bed, starving. He wants to live normally so he can eat bread with jam. Pochita holds his favorite girl while they play video games and fall asleep. He suddenly spits out some blood, which reminds him of the time his mother died after having a heart attack and spewed blood out of her mouth. The gang leader answers the door with the words, "Devil's coming, time to move." Denji anticipates another intense battle with the devil, but the gang leader instead leads him to a vacant warehouse. The next instant, a man emerges from behind and uses a knife to pierce Denji's torso. It turns out that the gang boss made a deal with the devil to increase his power and wealth, and as a result, he turned into a zombie demon. Denji is the first devil hunter the devil wishes to murder because he detests them the most. Denji is surrounded by a large number of zombies, and his body is torn apart. Denji has been put in a dumpster when we next see him. A memory comes to mind as Pochita's mouth fills with blood from his body. Pochita was the only one Denji was worried about, because he knew he would die in the battle with the devils sooner or later. Denji had heard that demons could inhabit the bodies of the dead, so if Pochita possessed this power, he would be willing to give Pochita his body after he passed away, so that Pochita could live a normal life and pass away in the same manner. Denji and Pochita fused together in the past, fixing Denji's damaged body. Denji appears to witness Pochita informing him that their agreement governs. Next, Denji emerges from the trash, carrying a second switch on his chest that mimics Pochita's tail. It frightens the zombie demon. He then sends his zombie henchmen to assault once more, but Denji has already awoken. Denji transforms into a chainsaw-wielding devil as he activates the switch on his chest, growing saws on his head and limbs. He then assaults opponents in an insane manner. The once terrifying zombie devil now stands vulnerable in front of Denji and is instantly dispatched. Denji begins a massacre of the undead who keep approaching him like a devil from hell. Following that, a pink-haired female and 2 goons arrive on the scene. She is not a bit frightened when she finds Denji drenched in blood. Rather, she hugs a worn-out Denji. Denji then appears as a normal person again. The girl confesses that she is a Public Safety Division devil hunter and gives Denji 2 choices. One is to be executed as a devil, while the other is to accept her adoption in exchange for her giving him delectable meals. Denji responds fantastic gently after learning that the meal includes bread that has been spread with jam. Denji is taken to the car, and the girl tells him that going forward, he must follow all of her instructions, much like the dog she keeps. The female decides to take Denji to a nearby service area to eat when he becomes hungry, and she takes off her jacket to put it on Denji. She is prepared to get close to him despite the fact that he was always ignored and left alone. Denji develops a crush on this stunning woman. Denji eats a bowl of udon noodles in the dining room. Due to the battle's heavy blood loss, he nearly passes out. Apparently, he hasn't gotten used to Pochita being his new heart. The girl informs Denji that the fragrances of the devil and humans are present on his body. She can tell that Pochita is still alive inside of him. Denji begs the girl to feed him, pretending to be too weak to eat the noodles. He enjoys their conversation and works up the confidence to learn her name, Makima. When he finds out that he fits Makima's description of the ideal man, he is intrigued. Makima now intrigues Denji, and vice versa. Makima transports him to the Demon Hunters' Tokyo headquarters. Throughout addition to the civilian devil hunters, Makima explains that there are more than 1,000 devil hunters in Tokyo as they travel. They are associated with the Public Safety Division. Denji is contemplating how to get close to Makima romantically in the meantime. At the workplace, Makima provides Denji with a pair of uniforms and makes arrangements for Aki to be Denji's partner. Denji will receive assistance from Aki to become familiar with their task, but Aki corners Denji and beats him. Given that such individuals will not live long and Denji likes Makima, he requests Denji to stop. Denji unexpectedly launches a counterattack on him. Denji wants to be like everyone else and fall in love with Makima. Why would he simply quit up? Denji is placed in Aki's department, where everyone has complex identities when Aki and Denji return in a chaotic state. This is the ideal environment for Denji because he can transform into a devil. Makima cautions Denji once more that he will be destroyed as a devil if he dares quit his employment or defies her directives. At that point, Aki learns Denji's unique identity. To spy on Denji, Aki will reside with him. Denji now appreciates living in a respectable home and leading a normal life for the first time. Soon after, they are given a duty. A devil-possessed human appears in the city. It is known as the Fiend, and Aki intended for Denji to transform into the devil in order to slay it. However, Denji simply chopped off the Fiend's head with an axe instead. He explains that because his devil form is so potent, the Fiend will experience excruciating anguish as a result, and he doesn't want to subject them to that. But because devils killed all of his family members, Aki is enraged and wants the devil to suffer before passing away. Denji picks up the porn as Aki leaves, picturing Makima's chubby figure and longing to touch her. However, it turns out that Denji simply didn't want to damage the porn that was already on the ground. Makima then gives Denji a new duty. Though a blood fiend, Power possesses independent consciousness and thus came to be Makima's subordinate. He is scheduled to hunt for devils in the city with her. When Denji notices Power's large frame, he immediately accepts the task. They can only patrol in less populated areas because to Power's 2 crimson horns, which make them more likely to draw notice. Despite being a beautiful girl, Power has a strange attitude. As soon as she detects the devil's scent, she dashes over to it and smashes it with a massive hammer. She suddenly erupts in insane laughing, startling Denji. This concludes the episode. Denji was resolved to live a normal life, but ended up being a devil hunter with a variety of odd